Good morning, St. Mary's. It's Core.
I'm Kames.
And happy Friday, guys. It's our second to last before we get into our highly anticipated Term 3. So, Kames, just kick it off on this fine Friday.
Well, as I am, kicking off with student life as I always do, today will be our concluding spotlight for Black History Month. Today we're going to be looking at the first woman as well as the first person of color to become the Vice President of the United States. Here's Inclusive Communities, Shaylin, with more information.
Kamala Harris was sworn in on January 20th, 2021 as the nation's first female, Black and South Asian American Vice President. Sonia Sotomayor, America's first Latina Supreme Court Justice, administered the vice presidential oath of office to Harris. A daughter of Jamaican and Indian immigrants, Harris has made history throughout her career. As a U.S. Senator for California, Harris, age 56, was the second Black woman and first South Asian American to serve in the upper chamber. Before her Senate tenure, Harris was the first female, Black and South Asian American Attorney General of California. Harris has also served as District Attorney of San Francisco. On the campaign trail, Harris often recalled a message her mother, Shamala Gopalin, told her. You may be the first to do many things, but make sure you are not the last. Thanks, guys. Back to Core and Kames.
Thank you, Shaylin. And guys, Monday marks the start of our final week of the winter term. Lasallian days next week will be on Tuesday only, meaning our distance learning class days are on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's a total of 4 class days next week. Please think of it as practice for the new spring term schedule, which will also have 4 days of school every week.
And speaking of next week, here are some tips for finals. And you guys already heard this many times, but we can't stress this enough. Get your sleep. Kids aged 13 to 18 should be getting around 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. Lack of sleep impairs the brain's ability to concentrate, and research has even shown that students perform better on exams when they've gotten a good night's sleep.
That's right, guys. Make sure you're prioritizing that sleep over that extra study. It will do your memory good. And also make sure you guys are using your weekend to get prepared. Make sure you plan out your weekend and study so you can get ready for next week's finals. Remember to give yourselves breaks periodically throughout the day and get some exercise to clear your mind. Don't waste too much time gaming or binge watching shows. You'll appreciate that you used your time wisely.
And please join the introduction to dance and intermediate dance classes tonight for Student Choreographer Showcase at 6 p.m. via Zoom. Students have researched and were motivated by the topic, the Social Activism Project, in putting together their dances. Again, join us tonight at 6 via Zoom.
And Panthers, it is time to get in tune with your creative side. On the first Friday of T3, that's exactly 3 weeks from tonight, student leadership will be hosting a virtual talent show. We will be celebrating our classmates' various talents through a special Zoom presentation with the theme A Night in Hollywood. Make sure you guys get ready and look forward to more news about this event.
And if it's Friday, that means it's once again time for things that make you go, Here are Mr. Riccardi and Miss Walton bringing you the show.
Boop, 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 boop. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Walton, it's Riccardi.
Hey, Riccardi. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Hey, I'm just thinking, you've been giving me so much information about Black History Month this month, and I'm thinking about our kids, and a lot of them are turning 18 and going off into the world and kind of participating in kind of civic duties, and I'm just wondering, what power do they have moving forward in the future?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Let me go back to speakerphone. Voting. They're turning 18. Voting is the best way to use their voice and to be heard. In fact, since it's Black History Month, the Voting Rights Act would be a really good thing for us to discuss today.
Yeah.
But I'm not the expert in that. We definitely have people who know a lot more about it and really appreciate the history of it. So I think you should call Rogers and Kelly, and they can really get us on going on the right track with this.
All right, that sounds good. One sec. Boop, 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 boop. Ring, 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 ring. Oh, I can't hear you. Sorry. Something's going on with your end. Let me try it. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Oh, excellent. Mr. Rogers, how are you?
Is this Rob?
Yes, this is Mr.
Mr. Riccardi. Mr. Riccardi. Hello.
And Mr. Kelly, how are you?
Great, Mr. Riccardi, Miss Walton, Mr. Rogers, hello.
Hello. Yeah, we're on this fancy
We're on
conference
this
call.
It's a conference call. Mr. Rogers, I've been told that you know something about the history of voting rights in this country. What can you tell us about kind of the history of the African American vote in America?
The African American vote. Well, it probably, you probably have to go back to right after the Civil War during Reconstruction. The 15th Amendment is passed, which grants Black men the right to vote. And there were some gains that were made immediately afterwards. You had Black men elected to the Senate and to Congress and to state legislatures. However, over the course then of the next 100 years or so, what you got was the old South really trying to suppress the vote. So the history is really about voter suppression. So in order to vote as a Black person, a Black man in the South, you would be required to pass a literacy test. There were poll taxes. Oftentimes you had to get a white person to vouch for your character to be able to vote. You had to own land. And they would do things like, in order to register to vote, it was only on like the third Tuesday of the month between 10 and 12, and you had to go down to the courthouse where you would have some angry folks hanging out outside. So you really had to be sure if you wanted to take this kind of risk. And this stuff, Mr. Riccardi, was so effective suppressing the vote that by 1960, it was something like 7% of Black Mississippians were registered to vote. 13% in Alabama, 13% in South Carolina, 19% in Virginia. That is voter suppression like we haven't seen. And then, of course, you get to the mid 1960s and the all important Voting Rights Act, which Mr. Kelly knows probably a lot more about this than I do.
Thank you, Ms. Walton and Mr. Riccardi. For more of Mr. Kelly's response and the rest of the episode, make sure you go to the St. Mary's YouTube channel and look for the full-length episode 4 for the full experience.
And today we'd like to wish a very happy birthday to Christian McDaniels and Ryan Painter.
And over the weekend, a big happy birthday to Rob Musashia and Jackson Puller.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
And students at this, thank you, Jordan. But students at this time, please check your inbox for the links to Period 1 student self-evaluations.
That's right, guys. Make sure you get those course evaluation surveys done by the end of the day. We'll see you guys next week. Have a fantastic weekend. Best of luck as we finish up our classes this term, and we'll see you guys next week.